All right, Coach.
Okay. Once again, anxious to get back at it. Another day, another opportunity. We're certainly looking forward to it. Wasn't very pleased with the last time we took the field. Been impressed with the guys' approach this week. They've worked really hard. None of us felt very good about last week's effort, so anxious to get back at it.
Can you be more specific? What's impressed you this week?
I think it's just an attitude, and it's the way we approach it. That they watching the film and going through what we went through. I mean, nobody can be proud of that. And so these guys are resilient, and they'll respond in a good way. They have with the preparation, and now we got to. Doesn't mean it's a given. We got to go continue to have a great day tomorrow and go out there and play a very good game Saturday. Another big challenge, obviously.
When you look at Mississippi State tape, do you prefer to look at the one last year or the year before? Obviously, two totally different results.
Just like I said last week, the previous years meant nothing to last week's game, right? I mean, and that was the right side of it. And this, again, last year, the year before, it doesn't really matter. This is a whole new year, new team, and so got to go prove it every day.
So no setbacks with Will, you said yesterday, or any setbacks?
Yeah, no setbacks.
Mark, is facing the offense that Mike brings in, is it in a way like facing a wishbone or something like that, where you're not going to face it maybe once a year and it's hard to prepare?
It is. It's different. There's a lot of things that are consistent for many years. Competing against Mike, and I could go back to some plays when I was at Arizona and competing against BYU, and just like there's some things that are just consistent, and but Mike has his own way of teaching and doing things that's been proven to be successful year in and year out for a long time, and he has answers to different defenses, and I think in that regard it may be similar. Pressure, you're getting certain things, and the way they execute, you got a lot of respect for it, and it's a very difficult offense to defend, and with Will Rogers and the comfort level that he has right now, certainly playing at a very high level.
You said earlier this week he called you one of the first families in college football, at least on defense, going against you with that history. What's that relationship like with you and Mike?
I love Mike. I have a real good relationship with him, and known him for a long time, since the early days of his time at Oklahoma, and still keep in touch. It's not like one of those guys where we're all busy and doing our own thing, but he's a fun guy to run into at the meetings.
Anybody else?
Facing a quarterback like Will, like you mentioned, that he is really comfortable leading the offense. What can you do as a defense to just take him out of that rhythm thing you're working on this year?
That's $1 million question. Have you watched Mention film of them? People have tried everything. They try it all. It's hard. You just got to play very well.
Does prepping for the air raid get easier year after year, or is that just sort of a different thing each year?
No, again, just watch it. They have answers. They have things. It doesn't mean they're perfect. That it's a system that's proven to be successful. Certainly with Mike and his players, and so they're a good team. They're very effective in all phases right now, playing very good defense and creating turnovers, and so you put all that together and they're a good football team.
They can obviously lead the league right now in passing, but it seems like their running game has really stepped up.
They are a little more committed to it this year, I'd say. Maybe if there's some difference, first, second down, there's a higher percentage of run than we've seen, but that's it. Just a little more committed to it. They have really good players there, and I think Mike has done what he had to do. He's taken what people give him, and if it's there, they're running it effectively.
They had a couple explosives last week against Arkansas. How do you prevent that from happening? I know you weren't happy with the one big explosive that you guys allowed against South Carolina this last week.
Yeah, I think every week that's a big deal. Offensively trying to create explosive plays and us trying to stop them and limit them. I think that's always one of our goals. You stop it with great team defense and some individual players sometimes making very good plays, and we all have to play at a higher level this week.
Coach Inter was saying the other day that one problem on the offensive line is guys are getting beat one-on-one. It's not so much scheme or other things one-on-one. Is that something, is that a technique thing? Is that something you can correct during the year, or just guys have to get in the weight room and get stronger?
Well, I think you have to look at it and see where and how we can help in certain situations. And then there's times when you can't. You've heard me talk about that defensively the same way. When you have to commit, you have to be able to function, and at some point you have to win some one-on-ones. Certainly there's times when you can protect, you can chip, you can slide, but there's other times when you have to win. It's much like I talk about on defensive back play all the time. You have to commit guys to the run. You got some one-on-ones. You have to win your fair share. You can't just if you're losing a bunch of one-on-ones, you're going to lose.